Good. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Ken's Geek Side. And if you're new here and you like all things superheroes, you're in the right place. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you like these kind of contents. And with that said, to today's video. Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing Matt Reeves' The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Jeffrey Wright, who else? Andy Serkis, and John Turturro. Now, I remember when the trailer came out about a year ago, I was at a New Year's party, and amongst all the banging music, screaming, laughing, chaos, I clicked on that video, and on that small phone screen, my senses dialed down on that one small screen, and everything around me became quiet. And within that 2.5 minutes came beautiful, living, breathing art. And ever since that trailer, I have been dying to see. Fortunately, I got my hands on the fan first screening, which happened March 1st. And boy, I was not disappointed at all. So let me get one thing out of the way first. If you go into this movie without any context, it's going to be a boring movie. This is Batman on his second year of being Batman. So he's sloppy, rough, gets beat around a lot, and unable to do a lot of the Batman gimmicks that we're so used to reading and watching by now. My wife even said to me after the movie ended, like, man, this Batman was like so weak. And at first I was like, what the fuck? But I don't disagree with her, because if you're a non-comic book reader, yeah, this Batman is weak and you're probably not gonna like it. I mean, he didn't even use his batarang correctly, you know? No, and he didn't even throw it. There was no throwing of a batarang in the movie whatsoever. There was no throwing of a there's no throwing, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But to me, as a comic book fan and as a fan of film in general, it was riveting. Robert Pattinson knocks it out of the park as Batman. And in this movie, we see him more as Batman than he is Bruce Wayne. Now, Robert Pattinson is interpreting Bruce Wayne in a much more different way than we're used to seeing. And those memes about emo Batman does ring true in this film, because whenever his cowl is off, his hair is down, he still has a smudge of the black makeup on his eye, he barely smiles, and that really stems back to this is Batman's second year as Batman. He's still trying to find ways to alternate between his Batman persona and Bruce Wayne persona, but in the movie he's full-time Batman. When Robert Pattinson was first announced that he was gonna be Batman, people were like, oh my god, Edward, no. But if you guys have only seen him in Twilight, I'm sorry, but you guys have poor choices of movies. Anyways, I was also iffy about his bat suit. When the suit was leaked online like last year, I was wondering how it was gonna come into play, because it looked really bulky. It looked overloaded with too much gadgets, but damn, when you witness it come to life on the big screen, it works. Like, Robert Pattinson looks perfect in that bat suit, and he looks menacing. There's a scene in the movie where like there's thugs around Gotham City, and when the bat signal hits the skies, people look up and then they start looking around the shadows, and then like it'll cut to one corner where it's really dark, and you can feel the fear in the thugs' eyes, or like just the way they react is different. And I really love that about this Batman. He really puts the fear in thugs. I was sitting in the seat and I was like baby clapping. Like, I was looking around to see if other people were clapping, but I was just... And Colin Farrell as the Penguin. And a lot of people were freaking talking shit about how, like, why not just cast someone that looks like the Penguin and have him play the Penguin? Well, this isn't America's Next Top Penguin. This is acting. And I'm sure there are people that auditioned for the role and looked like Penguin, but too bad they didn't get it. Colin Farrell got it, and he did an amazing job. So one thing I do appreciate about this film is that the Bat and the Cat isn't an official thing yet. You know, obviously, you know, there's romance in there between Selena and Bruce, but things didn't work out because Catwoman had her own agenda and Batman had his own agenda. And I really appreciated that. Their chemistry was off the hook, and the things that Catwoman did, it was justifiable, but you know, like the way she did it like criminal, whatever. But a little spoiler here, they did go their separate ways at the end, and I'm glad they did that because this is really early on into Batman's career. And you know, in the comic books, you guys are gonna rip me on this, but in the comic books, Catwoman and Batman don't really settle down until Batman's like 6 Robins in. And talking about Robins, there was a couple times when there were Batman was saving a kid, or like he's staring at a kid, and I'm like, is that gonna be the next Robin? Is that Dick Grayson? Obviously it's not, but it's funny. It's funny. And talking about relationships, Gordon and Batman's relationships were typical. You know, I think it's very well interpreted in every other series where they work together and have each other's back, and that's basically what we get here in this film as well. Okay, and finally, the Riddler, played by Paul Dano. So this Riddler is fucking scary. My jaws dropped in the opening act on Riddler's first murder because it was so damn scary. Like, I don't want to get into too much spoilers here, but damn, it almost felt like I was watching a thriller or like a horror like a slasher movie, like Ghost or whatever like that. That's what I felt like I was watching. His suit, which is obviously modeled after the Zodiac Killer, makes it that much more creepier, and they even got the whole like code decipher thing going on. Paul is probably the best Riddler since Jim Carrey. But Paul Dano plays a Riddler as a mentally unstable person who is exposing Gotham's upper class in gory fashion. It doesn't help that altering his voice to sound lower is more menacing.
Yeah, it was creepy.
When he was finally unmasked, he looked so innocent, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Paul Dano plays him so well that even a close-up shot of the Riddler's eyes, it was very, very unsettling. Like, I was getting uncomfortable in my seat. Overall, the movie could have been a little bit more shorter, could have been cut down a little bit. It was a long movie. Other than that, I have no issues with this movie. It was good. It's magnificent. But this movie, it freaking delivers. Its actions are explosive. The choreographs of the fights are beautiful, and Batman is brutal as fuck. He'll beat the fuck out of everybody. And there wasn't a lot of crazy like shots whenever Batman was fighting hand to hand. So they really showcased Batman's fighting abilities, and his hands are basically his weapons. Like, it's brutal. Like I said before, he'll beat the fuck out of everybody. Some of my favorite action scenes in that movie is when he actually gets shot up, and it's a dark scene, and the bullet ricochets off his suit, causing sparks and lighting up the whole room, which makes him look indestructible and bulletproof. And then right after that, the way he turns and looks at the thugs is like pure Batman, pure menacing, dark fear, like I'm gonna fuck you up kind of look. This was a dark movie, and it also helps that it has a beautifully dark score by Michael Giacchino. I'm sorry, I butchered that name. Anyways, the tone of this movie is very much styled like Tim Burton's gothic style and Christopher Nolan's grounded reality. Like I said, it's very gothic, and you could just sense the dread. And they got Greg Fraser as a cinematographer, the same guy who recently just did Dune. And he did a perfect job painting Gotham City and its colors, right? The whole movie, basically, the colors are black, gray, red, and hints of orange. Very similar to the book it was based off of, The Long Halloween by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Even when it's daytime in Gotham City in the film, it's still very cloudy, which causes a lot of shadows. And you know what shadows mean? Batman. I think Matt Reeves has only scratched the surface when it comes to Gotham City. I mean, there's a lot more to be explored in there. Something happened at the end of the movie, which disappointed me, but I still very much appreciate. But I feel like the movie could have still been better without that scene in there. But hey, I guess Matt just wants to please the fans a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Alright guys, and that's it for my review. Hopefully you guys check it out this weekend when it comes out. Definitely go watch it. It is one of the best Batman movies to come out in my era so far. Remember to click that subscribe button, like, and share this video. And comment down below what you can't wait to see in the movie. I mean, this movie, whoever hasn't seen it, there's a lot to be expected. Thank you very much. Until next time, I'll see you again. Peace.